On Global TV News Prime, President Tinubu swears in 8 permanent secretaries. The Business Tonight, Nigerian traders lament rising food prices amid economic hardship. On the first scene, Russian strikes kill 3 in Ukraine. In Sport Tonight, Nigerian Football Federation partners Ministry of Interior on Girl Child Project. Hello everyone and welcome to Nigeria's Nations, where we'll bring to you News Prime on Global Television. I am Edikan Michael. And we begin tonight as President Bola Tinubu has sworn in 8 federal permanent secretaries. The 8 permanent secretaries took the oath of office just before the commencement of the ongoing Federal Executive Council meeting at the State House, Abuja. It is the 14th session of the council since its inauguration on August 28, 2023. The brief swearing-in ceremony, which was conducted in 2 batches for 4 each to the permanent secretaries. And now the Nigerian Army says close to 200 special intervention projects it has undertaken across the 6 geopolitical zones are significantly contributing to its non-kinetic effort at containing the multifaceted security challenges facing the country. Chief of Army Staff Lieutenant General Tarud Laboja stated this in Uyo, Akwa Ibom State, while inaugurating 2 classroom blocks at the Lutheran Primary School, Nnomodo, Ibetikpo Sultan Legal Government area of the state. A project executed by the Major General Solomon Odonwa, retired, who hails from the area, were part of the Chief of Army Staff Special Intervention Project in honor of retired Army generals in the country. Now to politics, the People's Democratic Party National Working Committee has suspended its National Vice Chairman Dan Obi for his alleged involvement in sabotaging the party's effort in Edo State. The party's chapter in Edo State has been faced with internal conflict since the governorship primary election on February 22, 2024, which resulted in Asua Gadalo emerging as its governorship candidate. And now the federal government is on the verge of agreeing on the new national minimum wage as President Bola Tinubu has invited the organized labor consisting of the Nigerian Labour Congress and the Trade Union Congress to a meeting at the presidential villa that has been scheduled for tomorrow. President Tinubu is reportedly willing to settle the lingering talks on minimum wage at the meeting, a development believed to have necessitated the move. Now, the continuous increase in the prices of goods and services over the past year has informed President Tinubu's approval of a 140-day duty-free import window. A correspondent who went around town to sample the opinions of Nigerians on the new policy move has this report. More than a year, prices of food items in Nigeria have continued to skyrocket with no solution in sight. There is hardly food item that has not witnessed daily price increase of recent times in all parts of the country. Worried by this situation, the federal government approved duty-free on some imported food items such as rice, maize and wheat, which would last for 150 days. In an interview, some Nigerians expressed anger frustration over the short period of the policy.
Okay, actually my concern about importation is that importation reduces our general GDP. So if the border is closed, let it remain closed. It has not helped us as the common citizen of this nation. So the better way forward is to empower the local indigenes to do our own production. Production will grow us better and it will help us. If we are starving for now and we promote agriculture for a few time, we will still reap the future and our children will enjoy it better than reopening and closing border as a temporary measure. I think I don't succumb to importation of food crop in any way.
To me, 150 days approval is really unacceptable. The issue of the difficulty in Nigeria is partly tied to the fact that we have been besieged. The borders are closed. What you don't have, you should import. There is no nation that don't import goods. Nigerians, we don't produce enough to feed our citizens. You don't want us to import what we don't have. United States imports from China what they don't produce. There is no country that is an island. The issue is that what you don't have sufficiently in your country, you should import it to supplement what you have. To say you are not going to import what you don't have, you are unnecessarily suffering the populace.
The border should be open so that food items should be cheap because people are really suffering. One cannot go to the market and come back smiling. Each time I personally go to the market, I'll come back angry because I don't know where we are going to. Imagine 1 kg of semo is sold now for 2,000. It's not funny at all. The government should please open the border so that we will not die.
That's the best thing they're supposed to have done long time ago. Closing the borders, yes, just to help our own industries to grow. But by the time you now find out going to the farms, the terrorists are there pursuing our farmers, things are not getting better. Every day when you go to the market today to buy a mudu or derico of beans at 2,500, the next day you get it 3,000. So I think it's a welcome development.
Former President Muhammadu Buhari had closed the borders of the country, giving a lot of regulations and restrictions to imported goods to the country. However, the untold hardship among Nigerians is on the heels of the subsidy removal by President Bola Tinubu, which prices of food items and other commodities have been very high. They have called on governments not just to leave the ban for 150 days, but consider proper importation and encouraging local production in the country. Evikan Michael, reporting for Global TV News.
The Chief of Justice of Nigeria, Justice Olukayode, has urged the newly appointed judges to adjudicate uprightly according to the laws of the land. He asked judges to hear all matters brought before the court, insisting that they must do so without fear or favor. Justice Ariwola, who spoke at the swearing-in ceremony of the new judge court in Abuja, particularly tasked the judges that they will handle election cases in the forthcoming Edo and Ondo governorship elections to avoid the path of infamy. The National Electoral Commission has sought the collaboration of all stakeholders to ensure the success of the September 21st, 2024 governorship election in Edo State. National Commissioner of Planning, Monitoring and Strategy, Rhoda Gomez, made the call at the Election Risk Management Workshop for stakeholders in Benin, where she said the election is a complex and enormous undertaking that can be done in isolation. Noted that the idea behind the workshop is to expose participation to INEC electoral risk management and identify internal and external risk factors associated with the conduct of the election. Now, Plateau State has fixed October 9, 2024 for the conduct of local government election. Chairman of the State Independent Electoral Commission, Plangi Chisak, disclosed this during an ongoing meeting with leaders of the political parties held at the Commission's headquarters in Jos, the state capital. Plangi served the council of 17 local government areas of the state, which are currently under the management of Transition Implementation Committee Chairman. And now, Lagos State Law Reform Commission has organized a 3-day workshop to analyze the artificial intelligence in translating the laws of Lagos State into Yoruba language. This was contained in a statement by the Senior Special Assistant and New Media to Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu, Ejibo Gawat, stating that the workshop was with a view to boosting public order and safety, the operational efficiency, and the improved accessibility and the scalability of Lagos State laws. The House of Representatives has queried the Minister of Women Affairs, Uji Kennedy, for unrelented expenditures, including 45 million naira for a New Year party, 20 million for sanitary pads, and 1.5 million for vehicle fuel. It was reported that the chairman of the House Committee on Women Affairs, Representative Kafilat Ogbara, led the interrogation of the minister over the non-payment of 1.5 billion naira to contractors despite the fund released in Abuja. She said the investigative hearing is aimed at uncovering the truth and not inching the minister and the officials of the ministry. Former heads of immediate past Governor of Kaduna State, Nasir Rufai, said the current governor of the state, Oba Sani's administration, has been drawing from the various foreign loans facilitated by the immediate past government in the state. The former appointees also dismissed accusation that the Rufai government drew down the loans before it exited office in May 23. Are describing the allegation by the Kaduna State House of Assembly that the former governor mismanaged the 423 billion state fund as unfair and irresponsible. Another committee set up by the Kaduna State House of Assembly to investigate all finances, loans and contracts awarded under the immediate past governor had indicted Rufai and some of his appointees of the siphoning 423 billion state funds. Away from that, the Senior Staff Association of Nigerian Universities and the Non-Academic Staff Union of Universities and Allied Institutions of the University of Abuja has commenced protests over the failure of the government to release the 4-month salaries of the university workers during the period they embarked on strike in 2022. Addressing the press at the start of the protest, the chapter president Nuruddin Yusuf described the action of the government as provoking. The federal government had withheld salaries of both academic and non-academic staff in Nigerian universities for taking part in an industrial action that grounded the universities for 8 months in 2022. You're watching News Prime, coming to you live from Nigeria's capital, Abuja, on Star Times, channel 276. Kindly follow us on all social media platforms using @GlobalTVNG and other handles now shown on the screen. When News Prime returns, Nigerian traders lament rising food prices amidst economic hardship. These and all the stories coming right after this break. Do stay with us.
Welcome to Bayes University, Abuja, Nigeria, with a legacy of excellence and a vision for nurturing future leaders. Bayes University is in a league of its own. We're all about our people, processes, and technology.
Bayes is one of the highly rated universities in Nigeria in terms of product quality standards.
We don't just produce graduates, but groom people into employers of labor.
And it has made us understand that learning is all about 3 things. We learn, we unlearn, and we relearn.
Bayes University Hospital offers a range of specialized services equipped with the latest technology, manned by a team of trusted professionals. And now, our vision extends beyond our walls with the Baba Ahmed University in Kano following our lead. Join us at Bayes University and invest in your future today.
Bayes University is the institution that you will get the best value for money education in Nigeria.
Bayes University. Learn to live.
Are you a food lover? Do you care about your health and nutrition? Are you interested in exploring the diverse culinary traditions from around the world? Then look no further. Introducing Lunch Global on Global Television, a show that takes you on a delicious journey through the world of food, nutrition, and diet. So, whether you're a seasoned foodie, a health enthusiast, or simply curious about the world of food, Lunch Global has something for everyone. Tune in Mondays to Fridays and let your taste bud take you on a journey of flavor, culture, and discovery on Lunch Global. Bon appetit!
Many thanks for staying with us on News Prime. Now to foreign scene. Authorities says Russian strikes have killed 3 people in the southern Ukraine, including at the Black Sea port of Odessa. Russia has carried out nightly attacks on cities across Ukraine since launching its invasion in February 2022. It was unclear whether the deaths were caused by a direct hit or falling debris from the destroyed missiles. The Southern Defense Forces said Russia launched a ballistic missile and 4 guided missiles at the southern port. In the meantime, United States President Joe Biden has pledged to provide Ukraine with 5 new strategic air defense systems to counter the relentless Russian attacks in a forceful speech welcoming NATO leaders to Washington, D.C. In brief but strongly delivered remarks at the opening of the summit, the president declared the military alliance more powerful than ever as it faced a pivotal moment in the war between Russia and Ukraine. Biden said the United States will partner with Germany, Italy, the Netherlands, and Romania to donate the Patriot missile batteries and other systems to aid the Ukraine amid the growing civilian casualties in the conflict. Away from that, the Israeli military has told residents of Gaza City to evacuate south through the central Gaza Strip amid the intensified operations in the north. A large field dropped by the aircraft instruct everyone in Gaza City to leave what is described as a dangerous combat zone via the designated safe route marked as 2 routes that lead to shelters in the Deir Bala and the House Zaweda. The United Nations says it is deeply concerned about the evacuation orders being given. Over the past 2 weeks, Israeli forces have issued evacuation orders for the re-entered several areas of Gaza City, where they believe Hamas and the Palestinian Islamic Jihad have regrouped since the start of the year. The first methanol power ship to fly route between Europe's busy port was unveiled in Rotterdam, with shipping owners hoping to spur efforts to bring down the industry's huge carbon footprint. It honors started that the Eco Mestral at a 13,635-ton container carrier will head off to Antwerp in the next few days before plotting a course for the Klaipeda and the Riga in Latvia. Capable of carrying more than 1,200 standard containers, the Eco Mestral is one of the handful of ships globally that is capable of running on both green methanol fuel, which is far more polluting. Now, authorities caught trying to smuggle out over 100 live snakes into mainland China by cramming them into his trousers. China Customs said the unnamed traveler was stopped by custom officers as he sought to slip out of the semi-autonomous Hong Kong and into the border city of the Shenzhen, stating that the officers seized 104 of the scaly reptiles, including male snakes and corn snakes, many of which were non-native species. Now to business. As part of the effort to address the food crisis in the country, the federal government is sending 60 trucks of fertilizer to each of the state of the federation. Each of the 109 senators will also receive 2 trucks of fertilizer for distribution to farmers in their constituent. All the 260 members of the House of Representatives will get 1 truck each to distribute in their constituencies. A Senate which disclosed the plan while debating on the food crisis on plenary, called on the federal government to expedite actions on the fertilizer distribution. Have appealed to the federal government to evolve a means of putting an end to the continuous arbitrary increase in food prices. This is coming on the heels of the ongoing food crisis affecting the daily lives of many Nigerians. OTV's Queen Agaba went on the market survey and now brings us details. Now we'll get that details in the subsequent bulletin. Away from that, the Nigerian Customs Service Secretary Samvara Command today has auctioned 56,164 litres of petroleum motor spirit seized from the smugglers in Sokoto. While declaring the exercise open, the command's comptroller Kamal Mohammed said the exercise was in compliance with the directives of the Comptroller General of the Customs, Bashir Adewale, aimed at discouraging smuggling in the country. The Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation, NNPCL, says it is in talks for another oil-backed loan to boost its financial investment in its business. The chief executive says the pressure mount on the state-backed oil company the economy depends upon. The company, which the government is the main stakeholders, aim to raise at least $2 billion. The government finances rely on the oil that the country exports, which provides the bulk of crucial foreign exchange reserves. And to power, the Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission has rolled out 12 sanctions against the distribution companies that commit infractions capable of inflicting pain on consumers. This was contained in the Commission's order in performance monitoring framework for all the distribution companies. Among other things, the Commission said it will reduce 5% of the administrative and operational expenditure of any electricity distribution company that failed to offer or take at least 95% of the total energy allocated for it in its distribution. The Minister of Housing and Urban Development, Ahmed Dangiwa, says the 250 housing units renewed Hope Estate in Oyo State is part of the federal government effort to reduce housing deficit and provide affordable housing for Nigerians. The inauguration was held at Erumo, Dry Port in a better local government area of the state. He said the housing project was designed to be affordable for individuals and families with a stable source of income, adding that the importance of quality construction and adherence to the highest standards of the construction. Managing Director of the Federal Airports Authority of Nigeria, Lubumi Kuku, have stated that the 23.1 billion naira allocated for rehabilitating and repairing airport facilities nationwide is grossly insufficient. Kuku said the airport terminal areas landslide and the 8 sites are some of those things that require urgent improvement, and the amount appropriate may not be sufficient. She emphasized that the aviation sector, particularly airports, is critical and requires a substantial capital investment. And on Sport Tonight, the Nigeria Football Federation and the Ministry of Interior are in collaboration to use football as a tool for education, skill building and leadership development among young women who are in correctional centers across the country, in line with the Football for Change project of the Confederation of African Football. The initiative was presented to the Minister of Interior, Lubimi Tunji Ojo, by a delegation of the federal government led by President Ibrahim Gusau. Nigeria on the 17 women's team, the Flamingos, will face Mexico in a friendly game as preparation for the Under-17 World Cup gets underway. Nigeria are one of the 16 countries that will take part in the World Cup, which will be hosted by the Dominican Republic. The tournament will be held from October 16th to November 3rd. The draw for the 8th edition of the tournament took place in Santo Domingo on June 22, with a host of fascinating encounters across the 4 groups. Now, Nigerian table tennis sensation Quadri Aruna is among the prominent players who will spearhead the strong lineup for the Ultimate Table Tennis 2024 Players Draft in Mumbai, India. The world number 10 Romania's Bethis rising India Padla and Akula is on the top stars to star alongside Nigerian, who is ranked 16 in the world. 29-year-old Bernadette will be marking a 3rd appearance. Quadri, ranked 16th in the world, will be returning for his 4th appearance, while the world norm. To end the Global TV News Prime, let's now take a look at the top stories. President Tinubu has sworn in 8 permanent secretaries. Business, Nigerian traders have lamented rising food prices in the face of economic hardship. On the foreseen, Russian strikes have killed 3 in Ukraine. In sports tonight, Nigerian Football Federation has partnered Ministry of Interior on Girl Child project. And that's the package of News Prime coming to you live from Nigeria's capital, Abuja, when Star Times, channel 276. Kindly follow us on all social media platforms using @Global TV NG and other handles now shown on the screen. I am Deacon Michael. Many thanks for joining us tonight. See you again.